Hey guys! Um, so this is the second video that I'm uploading to YouTube. The first video was around February of 2017, and so right now it's actually October of 2017. And so a lot has happened within the past 8 or 9 months, and surprise! I'm pregnant! And I'm actually past my due date. So our due date was October 5th, and today is actually October 10th. So we're just kind of patiently waiting for our little girl to arrive, hopefully someday soon. And but in the meantime, I definitely wanted to upload another video before the baby arrives, just to talk about things that have happened in the past several months regarding our finances, and then maybe share a little bit of what we're thinking about for our finances and our baby budget in the future as well. So in my last video I shared, we actually got out of debt in February of 2017, which was amazing. And so since then, we've just been stockpiling cash in a separate savings account that we open with our bank. So our bank is USAA, and they've been great. It's so easy to open up a new savings account online. And so all of the money that was actually going towards our debt, so which was primarily our student loan debt, we're now putting that towards what we're calling our baby fund. And so from March until the end of September, we've saved around $15,000 in that fund. And then I want to continue to contribute to that fund until the end of December. And so I think by then we should have around $20,000 in that fund. And the reason why we wanted to stockpile cash in a separate account, separate from our regular emergency fund savings account, is because if there are any unforeseen medical expenses due to the delivery or with the baby or anything like that, we just wanted to make sure that we had cash reserves set aside. And in the event we do need to use it, we wouldn't have to worry about, hey, can we pay for this? Are we going to have to, borrow money or, use a credit card, things like that. And so we just wanted to make sure that we had that peace of mind, which was great for me. And so if we don't use that money by the end of this year for the baby, then we'll just simply move that cash to our regular emergency or our savings account, which is great because then we'll be able to have around 3 to 6 months of a savings or emergency fund. And so by that time, by the end of December, we'll kind of know, I do expect we'll spend some money in the baby fund, but hopefully majority of that will actually go to our savings account, and so then our savings account will be fully funded. And so yeah, it's just been an amazing journey. The other piece that I wanted to mention is that when we got out of debt, we didn't realize this, but at the time, we knew that there would be expenses for the baby after the baby gets here. But not until I started actively looking for daycares is when I found out how expensive childcare is in New York City. So we live in New York, and the money that was going towards our debt previously will now almost one-to-one need to go to a daycare, childcare expenses. And so if we were not out of debt and we had to pay our student loans and pay for childcare, together through our income, then we wouldn't have been able to stay in New York. Like, there's no way. And so, I'm just so, and I didn't realize this until after we got out of debt, that, hey, it actually costs money to have a baby, and all of these different expenses are involved. And so it's been amazing just knowing that we don't have to pay off, we're done with our debt, we've paid everything off, we don't have that additional expense. And now, we're actually able to, freely kind of pay for daycare, although it's really expensive. But at least we had that peace of mind as well, knowing that, we don't have to move, we can stay where we're at, and that we can continue to, provide for our new child. And so, yeah, the other thing is, we've had some great online communities that we found. So in New York, people do raise children here. You can have children and, be a family in New York. But most families live in apartments, right? 1 to 2 to 3 bedroom apartments. And so people like to tend to get rid of things as soon as possible. So because of that, there's some online great communities here where you can buy and sell things. And typically people, you know, they have really nice things. They've used it maybe once or twice, especially baby stuff, right? And they're selling it at a discount because they just want to get it out of their house as soon as possible because there's nowhere to store it. And then plus we've had some great friends around us, great community who have, you know, blessed us with just hand-me-downs. So a lot of our friends have 2 or 3 kids now, and they're done. And so, you know, we've gotten everything from high chairs to clothes, strollers. You know, one of our really good friends gave us a baby swing as well. So that's all been amazing. Plus some, you know, gift cards to Amazon and Target. So really we haven't spent too much cash on baby stuff. We did go to IKEA, so we went to IKEA a couple of weekends ago just to make sure that we had some storage boxes, or, you know, those cute wicker baskets and things like that with all this new baby stuff that we have. And so bought some of those. And then plus for me, you know, whenever I walk by a cute baby shop and I see these little socks and hats for newborns, you know, I've been making some impulse purchases, which, you know, it happens. So that plus just getting some other things like a laundry drying rack to dry little socks and onesies for the baby. So the last I tallied, it's been about I think we've spent about $57 total so far, which I think is good. I was definitely expecting more, but for now it's around $57 pre-baby being born. And then after the baby arrives, you know, we'll have to spend cash on diapers and wipes and things like that. But in the nearest future, you know, we have gift cards to Target, to Amazon as well. So I don't think we'll be spending too much cash out of pocket. But in terms of our monthly budget, I have set aside around $70 for now. Just reading online as well as watching other YouTubers and just listening to what other people spend for babies when they're first born. And so I'll keep you updated on how much we end up spending, and then of course, you know, we'll need to tweak and just make sure it's aligned to our family. But that's what I'm expecting for now, around $70. And then of course we'll have the daycare expense that we'll be paying out each month, which is really hard. It's really expensive again, and I'll share in another episode how much we are paying for daycare and what the average cost is in New York. And then the next video I want to upload is, you know, I've been watching some really, really great videos on birth and delivery stories. I love hearing delivery stories from other women, from friends, as well as other people on YouTube. And so hopefully, you know, not in 9 months, but in the next month at the latest, I'll go ahead and upload my own birth story. You know, every birth story is beautiful, and so I want to make sure that we share it and just that I'm able to document it as well. And so yeah, more to come on that, but stay tuned. And yeah, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thanks.